Hello everyone, this is a quick video on how to get Laravel 8 running in the AWS Cloud9 environment. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. We want this video to go as quickly as possible. So first things first, you're going to log into your Amazon AWS account and you're going to go to their Cloud9 services. I've recently visited there, so it's already here on the side. Otherwise, you could just type it in here at the top and look for Cloud9, click on it, and it'll take you right back to this page. So first thing we're going to do once we're here is we're going to create an environment. We need to give it a name, so we'll call this Laravel 8 test, whatever you want to call it. Give it a description. This is to show how to get Laravel 8 running inside of Cloud9 at AWS. Let's go to the next step. And so in this case, we're going to create a new EC2 instance. We're going to just use the T2 micro. We don't need anything big and fancy for it. And we will need to be on Amazon Linux 2. This setup is strictly for that, which Amazon is recommending anyway. Cost saving settings, you can set this on your own. If you're unsure what this is, basically after this amount of time, it'll shut down your EC2 instance. So that way you're not being billed or you get billed at a lesser rate. Whatever it is, after 30 minutes is usually pretty good. It's the default. So we're going to go ahead and go next step. And it's just going to go and review everything we've got here. We're going to say create environment. Now the environment will take a few minutes to create. So we'll just kind of wait for it here. In fact, I will pause the video, and when it's ready, I will start it again. Okay, it looks like we are just about done. It said connecting, and here we go. So that only took about another 2 minutes of me pausing the video to get this going. So now we're inside of our AWS Cloud9 environment. I'll go ahead and close out this welcome screen. I've made this a bit bigger so we can see what we're doing. Now, according to the Laravel website, you have to be running at least PHP version 7.3 in order to get Laravel 8 running. So if we do a php-v, you can see that by default it installs PHP 7.2.24. So we are going to have to upgrade PHP to 7.3. One thing to note here also is that we're going to upgrade MariaDB to the latest version right now that they have, which is 10.5. So first, let's look at how everything is working. So on Amazon Linux 2, they have a utility called Amazon Linux Extras. And what we can do is we can just, grep for the PHPs that are available to us. Now, what you could see is by default, they have this LAMP MariaDB 10.2 with PHP 7.2 already enabled and installed. What we're going to do is we're going to disable that so that we can do PHP at least 7.4, or if you feel lucky, you might go to version 8. But for this video, we'll just do PHP 7.4. So we're going to go sudo Amazon Linux Extras, and we want to disable the LAMP. Yeah, let me make sure I'm spelling it right. LAMP MariaDB 10.2-PHP 7.2. Now you don't have to include the equals latest. You just need to include all of this right here. We've done that. So now we're going to hit enter. And it tells us a bunch of stuff, but you can see at the top, it looks like we didn't get any errors. So now if we run our previous command, we can see that it's available and not enabled. And so now we're going to enable the PHP 7.4. So again, Amazon Linux Extras, and we're going to enable PHP 7.4. Okay, now it did it, and down here at the bottom it says now you can install, and do yum clean metadata and then this string. We're going to do more than this string because there's more that needs to be installed for Laravel. But first we will do the yum clean metadata. That happens pretty quickly. And then I have a string here that I've already got copied, and let me add to it just a second here. Okay. So the string, I'm going to paste it. And basically we're going to install the CLI, the common libraries, development libraries, the MySQL, PDO, XML. All of these are the modules for PHP. And so we're going to hit enter. Now this takes just maybe a couple of minutes, not even really. It's going to go through. We could have added a -y after install or before install, but you know, basically it tells us, hey, we're going to install 7 packages. We're going to upgrade 7 packages. Do we want to do this? And we're going to say yes, we definitely want to do this. It's going to run through its thing. And perfect. Now if we do php-v, you can see we have version 7.4.19 installed and ready to go. So the next thing we're going to do is the same thing, but with MariaDB. So if we go back and we look at MariaDB, you can see that 10.5 is available. There may be another one by the time you're watching this video, but we're going to do the same thing as we did on the others. We're going to sudo Amazon Linux extras, and we are going to enable MariaDB 10.5. And just like before, it's going to tell us we can run our yum clean metadata, and then our yum install MariaDB. All right. Give that just a moment to install. Yes, we want this. Perfect. All right. So now what we're going to do is we are going to just check systemctl and just check the status of MariaDB. And obviously it's there, it's loaded, it's just not running. So we are going to start it. So we're going to run systemctl and we're going to say start MariaDB. And there we go. Now if we go back and we look at the status, this time we can see that it is active, it is running. Now the next thing this is optional. You can do this if you want to or not. But if you want to make sure that it starts up, you want to make sure to do a systemctl enable on MariaDB so that it starts up when this instance starts up. Otherwise, you will have to start the service manually each time, and that could be a bit of a pain. Now, the next thing we need to do here is set the password for the root account for MySQL. To do that, make sure that you're doing the sudo and go to MySQL as the user root. Otherwise, you'll need the password, and I'm not sure what the password is by default. Some of you guys may actually be able to put that in the comment section below, but this is real easy. Once you're in, you're just going to say alter user root at localhost, and you want to be identified by whatever password you put in here. For this one, I'm going to put in secret and run that, and that is set. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to flush the privileges. All right, now we're good to go. You can actually test that by just going to mysql-u root and say I want to enter a password, and entering in the password that you entered, which has secret and show databases. There you go. So the next thing that we need to do to get all of this stuff set up, we've got our PHP at the right version. We've got MariaDB installed. Let's install Composer. We can do that by going to get composer.org, running the installer, and piping that over to PHP. We run that. Done. Now the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to actually move this the composer.far file that it actually creates. Let me show you. See the composer.far file. So we're going to move, we've got to do this with sudo. We're going to move composer.far into user bin, and we're going to call it composer. That way we can just run composer and everything works like it's supposed to. So we've got composer installed. Now we can install Laravel. We can do that with the composer method. We want to create a project. So we're going to do Laravel/Laravel, and we're going to give it a name. We'll just call it Laravel. And just like that, Laravel is installed. Now, in order to verify that, we're going to go into the Laravel folder here, and we're going to run php-artisan, and we're going to start a serve session. Now, on Amazon AWS's Cloud9, it has to be on port 8080. So we're going to run that. And then we can come up here and go to preview and preview the running application. It'll open up down here, and you can see there's our Laravel installer, or we can tell it to open in a new tab, and there it is, showing Laravel 8.48.2 running with PHP 7.4.19. So we now have a working instance of Laravel ready to go. So I accidentally closed out of my tab here. I meant to hit this X. So next thing is how do we interact with our database? Let's go see. So if we're going to go and look inside of our Laravel folder and go to the env, we need to make this work with Laravel. So the database name here that's set in our environment file is called Laravel. Our username is root, and the password, we know the password is secret because we set it earlier. And this, you could call it whatever you want because it hasn't been created yet. So to do that, we're going to log in to MySQL using this -u and root and saying -p. We're going to enter in our password, and we're going to show databases. You can see that the Laravel database is not there. So we're going to create database, and we're going to call it Laravel. And now, there it is. Laravel is there. So we can quit. And then up here, you can just save that. Control S. And we're done. Now we can run php-artisan migrate, and it will migrate everything into the database. So now you can interact with the database by just doing this from the command prompt and saying you want to use the Laravel database. And let's say we want to select start for migrations, and you can see it there. But after a while, you'll get a lot of fields. You might have a lot of fields in a table, and they have to wrap, and it's kind of hard to read. So we're going to install a very popular package called php-myadmin. So to do that, what we'll do is we'll open up a new tab, and we will go to php-myadmin.net. Simply go over here to this link, right click on it, copy the link, come back to your AWS Cloud9 instance, and you'll want to make sure that you're inside your Laravel's public folder. So in our case here, it's going to be under Laravel/public. From here, you're going to use wget and then paste in the URL of the php-myadmin that you want to download. Might be a different version by the time you're watching this video. So whatever it is, you're going to want to download the latest, unzip it, and there we're done. So now we can come over here to public, and instead of having to know this entire folder name, we're just going to rename this to just php-myadmin, just to make it a little easier. I recommend you doing that, otherwise you'll have to type in that whole thing with capitalization and everything in order to get to it. So then from here, you need to go back to just the Laravel folder and run another php-artisan serve. on port 8080. Refresh, make sure we still got our page working, and go to /php-myadmin. Don't forget the slash at the end. And from there, you'll get your welcome to php-myadmin. Simply log in, root. Password is the one that you set earlier, which in our case is called secret. Hit go. And from there, now you can see we have our Laravel database with our tables in there. We can go in and actually look at all of the different tables and interact with the database right here. So it makes it a lot easier to work with Cloud9. And so there you go. Now you have a working Laravel 8 instance ready to go. If you need to do something else, you can leave this window open and open up a new terminal, and then work with PHP Artisan in another window, or whatever you need to do. So that's it. Hope this video helps you guys get Laravel 8 working inside of Cloud9 at AWS. Have a good day.